Hey guys, I'm driving to my dojo right now. It's 8:15 in the morning. I just dropped off my daughter and got some coffee, and I'm hustling. I'm working on 3 websites and putting some stuff on eBay. And later this evening, I have to teach like 2 more short class. So just going. Anyways, I want to talk. I want to talk about being an apprenticeship with someone or learning from somebody. And basically, I'm gonna tell a story. Basically, I call it the Sushi Boy story. And basically, it's a story about somebody who's still in high school who wants to be a sushi chef. Now, to be a legitimate sushi chef, it takes about 10 years to work at a legitimate sushi restaurant, learn how to cut a fish, how to fillet a fish, how to skin a fish, which part of the blowfish or whatever to cut so that you don't get poisoned by it, etc. Right? And so this high school student, the first job he can get was basically washing dishes at a sushi restaurant, right? And he washed dishes, and that's about it. And he bussed tables, and he did that for about 2 years, right? So around the age of 19, 18, he's been working for 2 years. And one day, one of the chef got sick, right? He got sick, and so they're short one chef. So the manager came up to him and said, "Hey, you need to jump on the line and help. You need to, help out, and because we're one chef short and it's really busy." And the sushi boy goes, "I don't know how to help. You guys never taught me anything. You guys never showed me anything." And the manager looked at him and he got really upset. And the manager goes, "Listen, for 2 years, you work at this sushi restaurant. You wash dishes and you bus tables. And you're telling me that you don't know how to do anything to help with the 3 other chefs? You don't know how to help on the kitchen line?" And the boy goes, "No, I don't." He goes, "Listen, for 2 years, you had a chance to listen, to observe. You had a chance to come in early and ask the chef to show you around or show you what he's doing or help the chef. You had a chance to stay late and talk to the chef and figure things out. You had 2 years to figure things out and you didn't." And so the chef was really upset and basically told the kid to leave, right? And what's the moral of the story? Well, the moral of the story is that, especially I think in America and in modern education, teenagers or kids assume that the only time you're learning is when a teacher stands in front of you and lecture to you or give you a speech or prepare a lesson plan, when in fact all you have to do is be in an environment and be ready to learn and basically be ready to soak it in, right? And so you need to have passion, you need to have a drive, and you need to be around people who know what they're doing, and just, I wouldn't say ask a lot of questions and bombard them, but you need to basically be passionate and put in the time, because in the beginning you don't really have anything, so you got to put in the time. You got to put in you got to come in early and leave late, and you got to do your due diligence. You might have to, like, we live in the best time ever. We have Google and YouTube, and so what you can do is observe what people are doing, ask a few questions, and then go home and look it up on Google, look it up on YouTube, and then take what they taught you and add on to it, right? And then go back, ask some more questions, and repeat the cycle until the knowledge becomes part of you. So I don't see that a lot with my students. A lot of my students, I will tell them, "Hey, you need to learn how to do this." They don't do it. They need to learn. You need to learn how to. You need to learn how to. Blah blah blah. Or I'll mention a book and no one look it up. Or you need to do this and no one look it up. You know what I mean? And they'll have all sorts of excuses. "I don't have internet. I don't have Google. I don't have." You know what? I don't give a fuck. Okay, find a way. So I have a assistant who helped me right now, and basically a lot of times she'll make excuses like, oh, I don't know how to do this, I don't know how to do that. And I will actually tell her, like, please go home and practice doing this. That way your typing speed improve, right? And I asked her a couple of days later, have you went onto this website and practiced your typing? And she said no. And I bet you even now she still hasn't improved her typing. And because her typing is so slow, I cannot give her things to do that has to do with computers, like coding or teaching her how to update a website. She just doesn't have that skill, and therefore she's gonna always get stuck in like more of the manual labor, or like the the more like the physical skill versus the more intellectual or marketing skills. You know what I mean? I have another helper who comes and help me with my class, but she doesn't come early. She doesn't come early to observe. She doesn't come early to help out with the kids' class. You know, that way she can learn my teaching methodology, learn how I break lessons down, learn how I conduct myself with the kids. You know what I mean? So what you need to do is, when you're starting out, you don't really have a lot of money or experience. Maybe you do, but you know, a lot of us don't. And so what you need to do is you got to make yourself accessible. You got to make yourself accessible. You got to make yourself available. You got to make yourself be seen, so that people want to help you. People want to, you know, when people are desperate all the time for help. People are always short of time, always short of money, and they're always short of people helping. And so what happened is, when you're an entrepreneur or a business owner, you can never find enough people to help you. And if you make yourself available and you're willing to learn, the opportunity is always there. You know what I mean? And don't equate money right away. Like, in other words, think about the skill or the experience you're going to get. That is money, in the sense that it's the ability for you to earn an income. It's the ability for you to leverage that so you can make money. You know what I mean? So you don't want to trade time for money. Example, you go and work at McDonald's. Probably within a week, you learn how to flip burgers already. But if you learn from an entrepreneur or a business owner, right, you pick his brain, and you can leverage that. You know what I mean? And the funny thing is, you want to learn from a smaller company, not a big one, because a big company will pigeonhole you and put you in a little box. A small one will make you do all sorts of tasks. You know, 1 minute you're sending stuff out in the mailbox. Next minute you're typing something. Next minute you're making phone calls. Next minute you're making flyers. Next minute you're going to the suppliers, getting stuff. It goes on and on and on. And so let's go back to the Sushi Boy story. And basically, there's a Zen saying, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And so what you need to do is you need to make yourself ready, right? You need to prepare your mind. You need to prepare yourself on an emotional and intellectual state where you're excited. And even when you're not excited, you got to do it. You got to put in the grind. And that's the only way. That's the only way to leverage up. You know what I mean? Anyways, let me know what you guys think of this story. You know, don't be a Sushi Boy who's in an environment where he can learn a lot, but instead he didn't take advantage of it. You know, and you don't need to ask for permission to learn things. You don't need to ask for permission to level up. You don't need to ask for permission to pick someone's brain. Go out there and do it. Go out there and get it. Don't wait. You know, I tell so many of my students I teach at a college to shoot YouTube videos, create a YouTube channel, talk about what you're passionate about, articulate your skill, and no one do it. Like, no one does it. Like, it's crazy. It's so pathetic. I laugh. Like, this is why I have over 1,000 videos. I don't give a shit if only 1 or 2 people watch it. Every time I do it, I get better at it. You know, I learn about the technology. I learn this. I learn that. I'm always trying to improve. And too often people are afraid to put themselves out there. Too often people are afraid of failing. Like, the only time you should worry about failing is if you're going to bodily injure yourself, or as a permanent thing, like jumping off a building or gambling. You know what I mean? Like, but learning a new skill or going out there and talking to people who might help you, and you might get rejected. Those are fine. You know, you're gonna feel bad about it for a day, and then you move on. You know. Anyways, guys, I apologize for the rambling a little bit, but I hope this video is good for you guys. Please thumbs up. Please provide feedback. Please ask me any questions. All right, talk to you guys later.